Hello, everyone, and good day to you wherever you're watching me from. So, I promised that I was going to talk about the ECOWAS Young Professional Program. I was going to do an explainer video on how people can apply for the program itself. First off, my name is Dr. Opeyemi Oladimeji, and I was a participant of the ECOWAS Young Professional Program in 2024. I was posted to the Directorate of Conference and Protocol, the ECOWAS Commission headquarters in Abuja. I will say that the ECOWAS Young Professional Program, it's a very valuable program designed by the ECOWAS Commission itself to afford young people the opportunity to have a first-hand experience into what the community, into what the commission does for the community. And it's also a very good initiative in a bid to counter the unemployment facing the West African graduate and the lack of experience facing them as well. It's more like an ECOWAS response to this challenge. And for me, it was a valuable opportunity for me that turned around my own career. It afforded me to see through more than the Nigerian setting, to also see what the West African landscape look like, also see through what is currently going on within the West African setting in other countries across the sub-region. So I'm going to do, this video is going to be a bit long, and it's going to do justice to everything that you need to know about the ECOWAS Young Professional Program. I've jotted down a few things that I wanted to discuss, that I want you to know, and I want you to follow through. First off, I'm going to explain what the program is all about itself. Second, I'm also going to talk about who can apply for the program. That is the eligibility criteria. Third, I'm going to speak about the application process, which is what all of you guys want to know. In this section, I'm going to deep dive into how you are going to write your cover letter, what your CV should look like, and how you're going to scale through some of the processes that is very important within the application process. Then I'm also going to talk about the key dates and the timeline within which this program is going to run. I'm also going to talk about the selection process, then what happened after the selection, and then what are your rights and your obligation all through the program. So let's deep dive into the video. First, what is the ECOWAS Young Professional Program? What is it all about? It's a one-year professional immersion program within ECOWAS institutions, agencies, and ECOWAS representative offices across the West African sub-region. What this means is that young graduates are going to be immersed. They are going to be posted across ECOWAS institutions and agencies for a one-year, what you can call like an internship, but not really an internship. It's more like you are working within ECOWAS institutions for 1 year. And you also need to know that that 1 year, it's not renewable. During our time, it was January to December. But I also learned that this year it was going to, for next year, 2027, it's going to be from February to December, which is also approximately 1 year. So it's part of the broader program designed for ECOWAS young graduates to understand what ECOWAS institutions is all about, and to give them a first-hand experience into what the commission and the institution itself does. So for me, like I said earlier, it gives me a first-hand experience to understand the ECOWAS institutions, and it's also strengthening my technical and my soft skills. I happen to work in a directorate that is very dynamic, that is very agile, that is very, that's very committed to excellence. And this for me was a builder to also my own professional life itself. What you stand to gain as a young person is gaining like your first work experience in an international setting, to collaborate and to understand what multicultural settings looks like, and also to contribute your own quota to the development of West African sub-region. But for ECOWAS tend to, benefit from your own experience as a young person to contribute to the dynamic work environment there, improve the performance of the department or the directorate which you were posted. Also for you also to know how to contribute your own quota to the promotion of regional integration. For West Africa, what it tends to benefit is to create young people who are going to be ECOWAS ambassadors and who understand regional issues. So like I said earlier, you could be placed in the ECOWAS Commission headquarters in Abuja, where I was posted in one of the 22 directorates in the ECOWAS Commission headquarters. You could be posted to the ECOWAS representative offices across the member states. And there are also several specialized agencies of the ECOWAS commissions which you can be posted into. We have like WAHO, the West African Health Organization. We have the Community Cause of Justice. There's also the ECOWAS Parliament. There's also the ECOWAS Center for Gender and Development Centers. There's also ECOWAS Center for Youth and Sport Development. These are a lot of ECOWAS institutions and agencies which you can be posted. They are all scattered across several countries within the West African sub-region. So let's go to who can apply for the ECOWAS Young Professional Program. So you must be one of the 12 ECOWAS member states. The ECOWAS member states are Benin, Cabo Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Togo. So these are the ECOWAS 12 member states. You must be one of the 12. You must be a citizen of one of these 12 ECOWAS member states before you can be eligible to apply. As for age, you must be within the age of 18 to 32 by the closing date of the program. And the closing date for this year is for the 2027 batch is going to be 31st August 2026. That means you must be within 18 to 22. You must not be more than 32 as at 31st August. Then for the academic qualification, minimum is bachelor's degree. So let me bring our experiences. So during our time, some of us had master's degree, and the position I applied for particularly was requesting for master's degree. And I also understand that most of the position this year also requested for master's degree. But I will say that that should not deter you from applying if you think you have the required experience to match up with the positions that were advertised. Even some of us during that time also have PhD. I was not done with my PhD then, but yes, it was a very laudable experience to see that there are people who had PhD that applied. But this is not to scare you. Like I said, there are quite a number of people who had bachelor's degree that were also shortlisted, which can be based on their capacity, their experience, merit, and several other criteria that the selection committee deemed fit. Yes. Then, important, I think that your degree must also match the profile that you are applying for. Is either your degree or your experience, whichever that you think it's your, it's your higher bargaining power. So lastly, under your eligibility criteria is language skills. You must be proficient in one of the ECOWAS languages. So ECOWAS has 3 languages. They have English, French, and Portuguese. So, however, it is very advantageous. This is me talking from one of the previous participants, that it is very, it has an high advantage if you can speak if you can speak more than one of the ECOWAS 3 languages, which you can either have English and French, French and Portuguese, or English and Portuguese, whichever that you think, whichever that you have. So it's like a big advantage. Now let's go to the third part, which is the application process. So I'm going to deep dive into this. First, I'm sure you've seen what the flyer talks about. You need to have your CV, your cover letter. You need to have an identity card. It can either be your international passport or your national ID card. And then you must have your academic certificate also, and your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, and whatnot. So now I'm going to stress more on 2 things, which is your CV and your cover letter. I will say first on your CV that make sure that all the experiences that are going to be in your CV are experiences that are relevant and they are tailored to that position you're applying for. You don't have business putting irrelevant experiences in it. It doesn't count. So I would advise you that you post very relevant experiences only. Let me give you an example. You're applying to be let's say you want to be a bilingual administrative assistant. Then you are putting your experience in the, let's say you're putting your experience in the mechanical engineer sector, or you're putting your experiences in a sector that is not relevant, or tourism, or some sort of experience that does. Please just remove them. It is not what we want to see at that point. So all the experiences that are relevant, So let me give you an example. During my time, I applied as a project manager. So and I've done a quite number of volunteering, a quite number of a quite number of um, work in several places. But you could see that in that CV that I used then, all the experiences that were found in that CV were only experiences that relate with my previous engagement as a project manager, whether as a project volunteer, a project supervisor, a project coordinator, a project manager itself, and whatnot. So you cannot find my experience as a, let's say, as a ghostwriter or as an administrative assistant somewhere that I feel like it is not relevant. So every experience that was in that CV was relevant to project management. Simple and short. Now, even the skills that you're going to put there, make sure these are skills that are relevant to the positions you're applying to. So don't just put skills because you just want to populate your CV. Ensure that you put skills that are relevant to the position you're applying to. Then, as for your cover letter has about just, I'll say it should not be more than 4 to 5 paragraphs at most. In your first paragraph, introduce yourself. In your second paragraph, because you have the opportunity to apply for about not more than 2 of the positions. So you are selecting 2 positions. Let's say you are selecting young professional program in project management, and then young professional program as bilingual administrative assistant. So your second paragraph should talk about why you are fit for the first position, which is the project management. Highlight your experience. If your academic qualification relates with it, let it show there that this is why I'm applying, or this is why I think I'm qualified to be a young professional in project management. Put it there. In your second paragraph, you talk about the second profile. Okay, this is why I think I fit for this. Oh, I have so experience. I have so certification. Blah blah blah. You put it there. The fourth paragraph should be you acknowledging the fact that you want to contribute and why you want to contribute and why you think you are the best fit for the young professional program. You can also acknowledge the ECOWAS contribution to regional integration, have been able to foster peace and harmony within the ECOWAS, within the 12 states of the ECOWAS, of the West African sub-region. And lastly, you just give your final thought, thank them, and so on. So it should not be, at most 4 to 5 paragraphs. So don't just populate your CV with your cover letter rather with a lot of grammars and whatnot. Go straight to the point. And another thing I needed to also sound is that at your last paragraph, please put there that you are going to obey the rules and regulations. It's very important because this young professional program has some set of rules, some set of terms and conditions that you need to adhere to. So here at the ECOWAS Commission, I mean, they don't want people that we come there and destabilize the system. You need to understand that this is a very structured environment. This is a very formal environment where you have to adhere to rules and regulations. So give your commitment to respecting the terms of the engagement and understanding that, okay, when I'm done with this, when I'm selected rather, I'm going to respect the rules of the institution. Very important. So that's just my key take for you to know on the cover letter and the CV. Then all the certifications that you have, please just match all of them together, your academic certificate and everything, and follow what is on the. I think it should not be more than 2 megabytes. So just make sure that you reduce the megabytes of those documents and then you upload. So, like I said again, please make sure that your CV highlights the relevant experiences only. Even if it is internship that is relevant, please put it there. So the selection committee are looking for practical exposure. They're just not looking for a dummy or somebody that will just come there and then just populate the environment. And I'll also tell you that please ensure that you look at the documents that they've attached, review all the positions, the 90 posts that have been allocated for 2027. The ECOWAS itself has done some needs assessment. Then look at where the countries that you want to go, look at the host structures, I mean, where the positions are, I mean, they are domiciled, and look at the one that suits your qualifications and your CV, as the case may be. Look at the degree level. Just go on to the one that fit your your qualifications and experience, and look at the specific duties and responsibilities. They've put it there, the ones that you know. So let me give an example. They are looking for bilingual administrative assistant in the president office. They're looking for political scientists in the ECOWAS representation office in some ECOWAS member state. They are looking for a web journalist at the communication directorate, and so on and so forth. Then submit your application online. Submit your application online. So the website is there, youngprofessional.ecowas.int. That is the website. Please ensure you create an account with a valid email address, fill in all your personal and your academic and professional details, upload all the required documents. And like I said earlier, you can apply for maximum of 2 positions. Review all your applications before you submit. And let me also say that the cover letter, you are not uploading the cover letter, you copy it and paste it. There's a box that has been made available in the application. During our time, we had to send CV and we send our CV and our cover letter to a particular email. But this time, they've created a dedicated website for the application process, which you are going to submit your application through it. So ensure you review everything that you are submitting, double check very well before you are clicking submit, and you will also receive a confirmation email after you've submitted that, okay, your application has been successfully submitted. Now, let's go to the key date and timeline. Yes, the call was open on 31st July 2026. The application deadline is 31st August 2026. That means today is 8. That means you have approximately about 23 days more to go. Please ensure you submit your application. So before that, please don't don't say, oh, that we still have time, and it is when the deadline is approaching that you want to submit, because it could be when the deadline is approaching that everybody wants to submit, and then there are network issues. And what else? The selection process is going to be between September and November 2026, approximately, according to the calendar the program have shared. And then they are going to notify all the successful candidates by November and December. Yes, that is, I think I got my own notification November 11, 2023. Yes, and I resumed in January 2024. So, and then the program starts. The program is expected to start between January and February. So it depends on when the institution get back to you. But yes, you are going to get your notification around November, December. So for the application, please know that there's not going to be any extension. Immediately 31st August is going to close. That's it. So how are the candidates, how are they selected? I'm going to tell you that I don't know anybody in the ECOWAS institution when I applied. As a matter of fact, that was my second time of applying. So I applied the first time, I didn't get any response. And I applied the second time, I got response. So it is purely based on merit, fairness, transparency, and equal opportunity. I don't know anybody when I applied. It was just basically based on what I have submitted that I was selected. So don't try and say I want to start calling somebody. If somebody knows somebody, or somebody start asking, or people start asking you for money and all that. No, it is not. Let's say it is not required. It is purely based on merit, fairness, transparency, and equal opportunity. So if you are qualified, you are going to be selected. And if you are not selected, just know. And if you are qualified and you are not selected, just know that there are other people who are more qualified than you, can be based on experience and qualifications. But that does not mean that you should not put your best foot forward. You never can tell. I applied the first time, I didn't get selected, and I applied the second time and I got selected. The first time could be the fact that there are many other people who are much more better than me as at that time. And I went back and I worked on myself, and I came back and I got selected. So the stages of application, like I said, there is going to be an online submission via the website. There's going to be an institution assessment by the selection committee. There's also going to be an institution approval. So after they've selected, they have to bring the name back to the commission, to the institutions for approval, and then before they notify the selection candidates. So what do they look for in candidates? Yes, they are looking for academic excellence. You have to have the relevant degree. They are looking for relevant skills and experience. People who have contributed. Your small internship work that you think doesn't matter, it actually matters. The volunteer work that you think that does not matter, it actually matters. It is very important. Language proficiency. So language proficiency is also a very key. Like I said, if you have two or more of the ECOWAS language, you stand a better chance than somebody who have just one. But that does not mean that you cannot be selected. When I apply, the only language I understand is English. I even up till now, I'm just trying in French. It's not like I am very proficient in French. So, but yes, I still got selected because I have, I think I have a better qualification as at that time. And then you also need to have a motivation to be part of the institution. Like I said earlier, I say that in your fourth paragraph of your cover letter, you should ensure that you put there why you want to be there. They need to see the motivation to want to work with the institution. What else? Yes, you must show that in your cover letter. Now, let's talk about what happened after you've been selected. So you can either be posted to your host country, which is your home country rather, or uh, or you are posted outside of your home country. So for me, I was posted to my home country, which is Nigeria. And for other people, there are a lot of other Nigerians who were posted outside Nigeria. And there are some other people from other countries, other West African countries who were posted to Nigeria. I have a quite number of them as friends even up till now. So, and ECOWAS is going to provide you with your flight tickets from your home country to the host country and even back to your country. Yes. And the work environment is a very multicultural environment. You are meeting people from diverse language, from Cotonou. So you must respect people's cultural differences. You must be able to, engage with them professionally. And it's a very fast-paced environment. There's a lot of things going on at the same time. You must have that understanding. So it's not like your usual place of work. A lot of things can be happening simultaneously, and you need to deal with it, and you need to, you need to work with that. So there are also other information that you got to know when you get selected, and I hope that you get selected. Please give me a heads up. Let me know when you get selected. So, for example, you are going to do assessment and reports. There's like going to be like a midterm assessment during the middle of the program around June, July. There's also going to be an end of program assessment after the end of the year. I mean, you are going to write a report and submit the report to the institution. You are going to produce 3 copies. You are submitting one to the directorate which you worked. You are submitting one to the Department of Human Development and Social Affairs, which is the host department of the ECOWAS Young Professional Program. And you're also keeping one for yourself. So yes, you're also going to do a presentation of your report, during the ending of the program. But those are things that you get to know, and these are very flexible. Yeah, I defended that. I think I did mine virtually because we're more, and most of the time it's virtual anyway. So, and ECOWAS also organized several programs within the year, which you have the opportunity to participate in. I recall during our time, they organized a French class for us. There is also an ECOWAS Career Day, which was organized for us. They also organized a training for us on monitoring and evaluation. So I recall very well. So these are part of the benefits you stand to gain. So I need to also tell you that the program is coordinated by the Directorate of Education, Science and Culture, which is one of the many directorates under the ECOWAS Commission. And the directorate is under the Department of Human Development and Social Affairs. That is where the ECOWAS Young Professional Program is domiciled. So what does ECOWAS provide? Yes, ECOWAS is going to provide you a professional working experience in an international organization. You're also going to receive a monthly stipend. You are going to be paid. It's going to be a paid engagement. So yes, I don't want to mention figure, but yes, we're paid, and it was a pay that worth it as at that time, and the pay still worth it now. Yes, I can tell you that it's not the usual pay. Let me just say it that way, but it's a pay. So they are going to give flight tickets to people who are going to other countries, and there's also a networking experience across the West Africa. So it's going to be an experience where you are going to meet people from diverse areas of life. Yes. What are your obligations when you get selected? Yes, you have to fulfill your duties as outlined by the positions that you applied to. You must also maintain professionalism and respect the ECOWAS values. Attend all the mandatory meetings, whether in person or online. Submit your midterm and your final report. Present your final report when it is time. And represent ECOWAS positively as a young ambassador of ECOWAS across several places where you are. So I think those are my take, and those are my experiences. But if you have any other question and any other concern, please just put it on the comment section under this video, and I'm going to do justice to them. I'm going to give you an answer as much as I can. So, and also to tell you that the program is full time. It is not hybrid, so you must be available to work in person. So Yes, it is full time. It is full time engagement, and not like you also need like a you need like a or a big working experience. No, for recent graduates, you may have just like internship, volunteering. It's okay. Then can you apply for more than one two positions? No, the maximum you can apply for is two positions. So you must look at those positions very well and look at the ones that you are qualified for and you apply for them. What other program? What other question? Yeah, is the program paid? Yes, the program is paid. You receive monthly stipend. You are collecting monthly salary, and the exact amount is going to be told is going to be made known to you when you are selected. And like I said earlier, we're paid very well. We even got health insurance paid. Yes, we're paid very well as at that time. Can I stay in the program after 1 year? No. The program is strictly non-renewable. However, the experience can open doors for other opportunities. Yes, after my engagement with the ECOWAS Commission, I have worked in several other places, and I can tell you that currently I am working with an international organization where the experience I gained in ECOWAS or where the experience I gained during the program is helping me very well at the moment. So, uh, what other question? Yeah, what if you cannot speak French or Portuguese? Yes, well, the requirement is that you must be able to proficient in at least one of the ECOWAS languages. So you can have one, but if you have two, it is fine. Yes, and there's also an email where you can, which was attached to the call for application, ESC Young Professional 2027 at ecowas.int, which you can send your concern or you can also send further questions to. So thank you very much. I'm going to end the question and answer session now, and the information session rather. So if you have any other question you want to ask me, please feel free to write it, and I'm going to answer your question. Have a good evening, and thank you very much. Yes.